Hello, welcome. It's that time of the week. It's the wrap up. Myself, Jonnie Jensen from Team Superdad, and Glen, a dating dad, here to entertain you with what we have been up to last week, over the weekend, and just dad stuff in the world around us. Roll theme.
Welcome to Team Superdad. Real dads creating their best lives ever. More time, more money, more fun. You are not alone. You're on Team Superdad.
Good evening, Glen.
Oi, oi, how the devil are you, young man?
Very good. I'm very good. It's good to have you back here on the wrap up number 42 from the Team Superdad podcast.
Isn't that the answer to life, universe, and everything?
What, as in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Number 42, which apparently was chosen utterly and completely at random because it meant nothing.
Oh. Well, having only read half the book, so I do know they have the fish that goes in the ear, and Ziegbot Diegelbun, whatever his name is, but that's about all I know. I can't remember any other part of the book.
Oh, you should definitely have another read. And if not, actually, the Martin Freeman movie isn't too shabby. It's a decent version of it. So give that a watch.
Okay, I'll put that on the list.
Look at this, 90 seconds in, we've already got film recommendations going.
Oh yeah. Well, I bet there's a good live audio version of that, isn't it?
There was an old BBC radio show, I think, that they did it. And yeah. I know Stephen Fry narrated the audiobook for it.
There you go. Had to be. If this is your first time on the wrap up, then welcome. Good to have you here. If it's your repeat visit, coming back for more, then even more of a pleasure to have you back. My name is Jonnie Jensen. I'm the founder and creator of Team Superdad and the Hero Academy community. Basically, the best place on planet Earth for dads who want to kickstart their life, create the life that they want rather than the life they feel stuck in. Too many of us, it's like we're just struggling, pulling in different directions, trying to make stuff happen. It's some of us successful, some of us working on it, but the vision was fun and even adventure, and then it seems to start to get a bit tough. And I went through that. I had that experience, and then as I pulled myself out of it, as I turned things around, I realized how many other dads were going through the same thing. And it's not that everyone's having a crap time, but people who are having good stuff well, it would be good if I could just fix this, or I like work, but I don't like my wife. Well, I know I like her. I don't think she likes me. Just loads of compromise everywhere. And I really, when starting to put Team Superdad together, it's not that the knowledge isn't out there. The secrets of success are everywhere. YouTube, Google, ebooks, audiobooks, movies, the knowledge is out there. It's about putting it into practice. It's the motivation, the accountability. And so I realized that I actually knew all the people that I needed to know to take this thing to the next level. And so I just thought, well, if we could put them together, put them to create a community, create a program, and bring in dads so they could work together, be together, and then they could start to create the life they want rather than the life they feel stuck in. And do you know my biggest inspiration for that was actually things like standing on the touchline at my kids' football and hearing other dads just bitch about their crappy life or bitch about their wife, and then talk to flipping mums and hear them bitch about the dads. I'm like, hang on a minute, we're supposed to be having a good time here. And so, yeah,
depends on who you're watching.
I guess, yeah. But the point is, we get one time round on this crazy rock, and we should make the most of it. And so everything we do here at Team Superdad is about creating that as an opportunity for yourself, for your family, for those around you. And so come on over and join us. Share this podcast. Share the live as you're watching it. Even better, by the way, you can actually comment and join in. I can see we've got a few people watching on the live. That will be on either LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. And
if anyone does share someone and is able to point to a person they've shared, I will give them a free voucher for a beer the next time I see them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I like that, Glenn. We need to do more free
conditions. I mean, if there are thousands and thousands, then I might have to draw the line somewhere. But first, however many, I'll definitely buy you a beer.
That's fine. They, my kids watch what are they called? The guy who they make crazy foods and make a noise and we got toys.
You talk like a YouTuber.
Yeah, there's thousands of them, isn't there?
There are.
I slipped my mind. Why does this always happen? I think it's early stage.
Yeah, the only good reason to be a YouTuber is so that we can pay money to watch you get punched in the face by a professional boxer.
Yes. Well, we're going to come on to that in a minute because Logan Paul and his brother are smashing it. Literally, well, smashing something. Or they're getting smashed. We don't know quite which. But well, let's do that. Let's get straight on this. You can comment actually if you want to comment, and we'll see that in the lives, and we'll try and bring you in. But otherwise, yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get on with the show. The world's gone sport mad, and one of those sport mad things. It was a couple of weeks ago now, but this YouTuber called Logan Paul has had he had a fight. First of all, he had a fight with KSI, who is a Londoner.
KSI. It sounds like something from the FIA, like the new KSI requirements on an F1 car.
No, he's a YouTuber, and my kid's brother, he was watching KSI when we were all still a family, and so like this guy's been floating around. Anyway, so he's like Mr. YouTuber from Britain versus Mr. YouTuber from America, and then they sold. If you listen to TalkSport or sort of watch Sky, you'd have heard about this. But they sold tickets, sold online streams for this, and made millions.
So this is just a YouTuber. A YouTuber's whole point is just for entertainment. So is this if it was our generation, it would be Andy Peters versus Philip Schofield, and they just knock 7 bells out of each other. That's the equivalent for us, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't pay to see that.
Philip Schofield knocking 7 bales out of another geezer is taking on a whole new.
Wow, there is that.
But yeah, who else could we? Yeah, like we need an American. We don't know any American TV stars from back in the day. But I guess could have been from High School Musical. Could have been Zac Efron versus who?
Andy Crane.
Andy Crane versus Zac Efron. That's a matchup. Rocky 3. Hulk Hogan fought Rocky.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. That was a great moment. Yeah. I'm sure wasn't Mr. T in that as well.
He was the bad guy. He was Clubber Lane. He was like the main bad guy. But Hulk Hogan, it wasn't called Hulk Hogan in the movie, obviously. But so he had a like a celebrity wrestling versus boxing thing with Rocky Balboa, and it was only supposed to be for fun, but Hulk Hogan took it far too seriously, and then so Rocky says, cut the gloves off, and he lifts Hulk Hogan above his head. Which I could do that. I could definitely do
that. His character's name was Thunderlips. Thunderlips. I mean, come on, that is.
There is a holder, and it never got edited out. Like, let's call him Thunderlips. And we'll
it was a different day and age, wasn't it?
Oh, do you know my worst ever clanger at that? I think I might have mentioned this before. We were writing test messages. So the company I worked for, I was responsible for the team that was creating all the content and the marketing and the sort of the onboarding messages for a text message service that O2 ran, or that we ran on behalf of O2. So once they connected up the gateway, we had to do a load of test messages. So they said, "Oh, Johnny, give us a test message." So I wrote a test message, which was, "Sorry about your ringtone not arriving. In the meantime, stick your finger at your bum and smell it."
Oh, tell me you didn't press send, Johnny.
No. But the service that we were testing was this irreverent service. It was called the WAG. So it was kind of in keeping with the content that would have been coming out, but somehow this test message started going out as the as the apology message, the sorry your ringtone hasn't arrived for actual O2 customers.
It's brilliant.
It was live for about half an hour. Genius. And I didn't lose my job or anything. So, unlike some people in the press this week, we'll come on to those misdemeanors. But so Logan Paul, he fought KSI, who's another YouTuber. Yes, they're basically just two flipping YouTubers. Then he fights someone else, but it led up to
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. And they went like,
and let's be honest, Mayweather was just, I mean, I didn't watch the fight because I refused to pay money for any of that shit. I love boxing. That was not boxing. And the only reason that Mayweather didn't spark him out was just because they wanted a rematch, because they made so much friggin' money out of it.
Yeah, that is the weird thing about it, is it's basically like WWF, where we're watching it as if it's a sporting spectacle, but actually they've agreed at the beginning what's going to happen.
Yeah, pretty. As that's my firm suspicion, because there's no way that guy could have just anyway. Apparently, the whole thing was just the two of them cuddling for most of it. Now, I've cuddled a lot of people for that sort of amount of time, and I never get paid much money. Most of the time, it costs.
Well, he's offering out Mike Tyson now. He's trying to goad Mike Tyson into it.
Now, there's part of me. My natural instinct is, yeah, I would pay money to see him knocked out by Mike Tyson, because there is no way on earth he wouldn't get knocked out by Mike Tyson. But equally, I don't want to encourage that sort of behavior.
Would you fight Mike Tyson?
Would I? Well, we'd have a very loose definition of the word fight. I think it would. It'd last about 15 seconds, of which 14 of them would be me running away from him around the ring, and then 1 second of him catching me, sparking me out with one punch, and then me waking up a few days later.
Have you ever done any boxing? Have you ever been punched hard?
I've been punched hard, but never boxing, because I tend to like not getting punched. I mean, call me weird, but being punched in the face, it doesn't strike me as enjoyable, and I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm just less of a man because of this fact. The
gloves, if you've got the big gloves on, I mean, it does hurt, but I think it hurts more to get whacked in the guts or the ribs than actually if you've got the face and actually to get winded.
Yeah, maybe, but do you know, deaths and serious injuries went up like tenfold as soon as they introduced gloves, because bare knuckle boxing, when you punch someone, if you punch someone and catch them, you hurt your hand, and so actually there's only so hard you can punch. Whereas when you've got those gloves on, the hand damage is eliminated, and so you can actually punch a lot harder without any damage to yourself. So yeah, head injuries just went through the roof.
I did not know this. This is fascinating.
Dropping another truth bomb.
Okay, I wonder what it would be like to get hit by Mike Tyson. Like, could you? How much would you pay? Like, how much would you need to get paid to take a full punch?
Oh, you see, now I grew up very, very poor, so it wouldn't need to be much. I'd do it for 7 figures.
Okay, 100 grand to get KO'd by Mike Tyson.
That's six figures.
Oh,
and you know what? It would depend. It would depend. If I was drunk at the time, then I might end up doing a 6-figure deal, because it needs to be enough that it would kind of make a serious change to your life, because you know what, it might be the end of your life. So make it worthwhile. Oh, like you, how much would it cost for you to get punched by Mike Tyson?
I don't know that it'd be that much, to be honest. If someone put, like 50 grand on the table and
so 50 grand for Mike Tyson. Now, I don't know. Obviously, not everyone's going to be viewing this, but what they will see is I'm not exactly Mike Tyson. So if we scale down punching things, basically, you're saying for 20 quid, I can punch you in the face. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
On a scale. Well, maybe, yeah. Thing is, if the 50 grand was just in front of you, and what's he? Is he allowed to take a run up? Is he just a standing punch?
It will not matter. This is Mike Tyson. It doesn't even matter that he's about 104. This is Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, but still, 50 grand.
To be honest, there's part of me that would want to do it for the story. Can you imagine being able to say I was in a fight with Mike Tyson?
I just took a punch from Mike Tyson.
Well, you wouldn't be saying like that. You'd be saying, Your entire jaw would have been destroyed in the process.
Oh, well, look, in the realms of experiences, we did our first. We met this weekend, Glenn. This is
The
really
first time. I know how tall you are.
I know. It's like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. He has legs. He has
We did indeed. Yeah, we met up and we did something that we booked. I think we actually booked it either on or immediately after one of the wrap-ups.
No, we did. We booked it on the wrap up. I'm getting echo in your end.
In that case, while you fill and you tell people what's going on, I'm going to grab a pair of headphones. So I'll be 1 second.
Yeah. So Glenn and I got introduced by another chap as I was looking for people, other dads to do the wrap up with, and this guy called Josh said, "Oh, you got to meet Glenn. He's a dating dad on Twitter." So then Glenn and I have been doing these wrap ups now for, aren't we? We're well in now. We're definitely in about 5 or 6 months. So I'd never met Glenn. As Glenn said, didn't know how tall each other were. Funnily enough, we live almost round the corner from each other, which is ridiculous in the realms of how big's the planet and where could he possibly live. And then a few months ago, I was talking about this mud run that I was doing. And then we were on the wrap up as I was talking about it. And I felt like I was daring you, but you just said yeah. So there wasn't much of a dare. You just said yeah. But
yeah, there's very little that I won't say yes to.
So we did the Dirty Rotten Scramble, which is a OCR, obstacle course race, which sounds a bit, I don't think that does it justice yet. You want it to be like, yeah, we did this dirty mud run and there was fish in.
I've got to admit, I was expecting more mud and less run.
It was like a trail run. I think not many trail runs involve you swimming up to your, well, chin. Some of them you could stand up. You actually did have to properly swim across this muddy pond. Mm-hmm. So yeah, 10K run with is it like a trail run in a whole park in Tenterden. So and it was probably about 250 people.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Did you check your results?
Wait, we get results. Did I win? Did I win?
It didn't win. Joe, my good lady, she sent me our results. So we weren't actually pushing it. We kind of ran as a team. That's the interesting thing to say about this thing is there was Glenn, myself, my girlfriend, my friend Paul, who's also part of Team Superdad. So this pretty much was our inaugural Team Superdad sporting event, because there were 3 members of the Team Superdad community in attendance, running together, and Paul's girlfriend. So yeah, and James, who's actually Paul's girlfriend's brother-in-law. That's
a lovely guy, former Marine, built like a brick shithouse.
He did, didn't he? When she said afterwards he was a former Royal Marine, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense now, because he just when he stood there, it wasn't like he was standing to attention, but he just looked like he wasn't going to move for nothing. He's just like, we're just standing and chatting. He's just like, yeah, James. So yeah, we weren't exactly pushing it. Oh, well, I know. Here's the funny thing. It was a very chilled out run for me. It was it was pretty much like a casual fun run, but not trying to poo-poo your effort, Glenn. But you struggled, because every time we'd stopped and had a rest to wait for you, as soon as you caught up with us, we carried on.
Yeah, because there's 2 things. I do an awful lot of hiking, not an awful lot, but I've done a lot of hiking in my time and so on. And part of me, it's drilled in that I'm always at the back. I always step back so I can see who is in front of me. It's a safety thing. So I'm used to doing that. So I'm always like wherever the back is. So that was where I was. And there were times towards after about 8K, I was thinking, you know what, I need a walk. I can't run this. I haven't done any bloody training. I've literally just turned up today. I haven't run in I don't know how long. I need to walk a little bit. But yeah, and then so I'd be at the back, and you guys, all you're hyper fit, like you do all the fitness as part of the 5 Fs, and you're really hyper fit people. You'd fly off into the distance, and then by the time I caught up, it was like, yeah, right, let's go. Oh, I just got here. No fair.
It was that was tough on you. I did feel for you there, but in the same way that you were, keeping up the rear, I was dragging us all forward. So yeah, we finished. We had about 250 people there, so we finished pretty much halfway in the number of people, basically.
Oh, I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. We overtook a lot of people and so on, and we did not disgrace ourselves in any way, shape, or form, and no one died.
Yes, always a plus.
Although one guy nearly did die, didn't he?
Yeah, apparently so. So this kind of made me laugh. Also, that's not very fair to say that, but so in one of these muddy ponds, apparently someone in the elite or in the gang that were kind of leading the thing, he launched himself into the pond, got to the middle of it, and then had some kind of panic attack, which they hadn't anticipated. So there was no one there to really save people. So other competitors had to pull him out.
Oh, how would you feel? I mean, he knew there was swimming involved, so I can't understand how you'd panic in the middle of a pond. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
The worst that could happen is you would have to swim another 15 yards to get to the other side.
Exactly. It's not like there's fucking sharks in there or something. There might have been leeches, and I've got no idea what filth was in there. But you're not going to get attacked by eels.
No, a couple of them stank. So,
oh yeah, properly rotten. That was where the rotten comes from in Dirty Rotten Scramblers.
It was the stench.
Yeah, they were wrong. The only thing that disappointed me about the entire day, no beer tent.
I know at the end you want to have a beer tent, yeah. But I think that's probably a bit COVID-esque, a bit COVID-esque. I think
they had a chip van.
Yeah, I think there'd have been more people in the grand scheme of things had it been normal circumstances, and I think that would have warranted a beer van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next time maybe.
Yeah, so we're gonna listen, Team Super. So people listening and watching, if you are remotely fit, then watch out, because we're going to look out for some further events and kind of sign up. If you're not fit, then also watch out and do it. If you've been watching my profile, I've been doing. I preach this F5 and keep fit and then I share videos and I encourage people to go for a run, do some press ups. But I'd never actually done 30 consecutive days without missing a day. So I'm on day 14 or day 15 now, Glenn.
Mm-hmm. And I know this because after that we ended up grabbing a few beers and some meat and having a barbecue. And as I've turned up, I've looked out. I'm standing there rubbing my meat with a nice dry rub on some ribs, you filthmongers. So I'm rubbing my meat nicely to make it tender and nice. And I look over and Johnny's basically stripped naked in the garden doing push-ups. All I kept hearing was ugh, ugh. And I'm thinking, what the hell have I come along to? What sort of a barbecue is this? And my keys, they're probably at the moment staying in my pocket rather than finding any sort of fishbowl that's hanging around.
Yeah, you could have chucked them on the table next to what you thought was the fruit bowl, and you got a completely different kind of fruit. Yeah, well, that was because all day long I've been thinking, does this count as my 30-day workout? But it was a run and it was muddy but it didn't. There was no press up or sit up or involved in the experience. So as it got nearer to the end of the day, I kept thinking, in a minute I'm gonna have to do this workout, because otherwise I'm gonna eat a load of meat and drink beer, and I can't do it after that. So I'm gonna have to. So in the end, I literally just took my t-shirt off and laid down in the garden and did them.
Mate, I'm so glad you didn't ask me whether I thought you should, because I'm the wrong answer for that. I'd say no. You have worked out today.
Well, that was the thing, but this is the pushing through those thoughts and actually doing what you said you were going to do, regardless of how you're thinking or feeling, which is actually part of any kind of accountability and motivation. Is why can't you do the thing that you said you were going to do every day? Whether it's put money aside, whether it's be nice to people. I don't know what the challenge might be for people. Manage your expenses. Date night each week with your wife. Say something complimentary to your kids every day. Hug your kid every day.
You were saying it only takes you about 15 minutes a day, and I said, and I was very clear. I said, it's not that I haven't got time. I don't make the time, because we can all make 15 minutes. We really, really can. Everyone's got a little bit of slack and a bit of sway in a diary. You can make 15 minutes happen if you really want to.
Yeah. And so that's what I've been playing with. But now I've been thinking, if I do 30 days, what will happen if I stop? So I'm thinking of declaring it.
You'll get really fat, really fat.
I'm thinking of declaring a 365-day thing and seeing what that. If Logan Paul can jump in a ring with Mike Tyson my thing is I'm not $100 million, am I? So
you're not. I mean, firstly, you're getting a satisfaction, which is good. But for me, it's all about taking it slowly. It's all about saying, right, let's commit to the 30, do the 30, and when you've done the 30, do another 30. For me, if I've got something that says 365, I'm like, Christ, that's a long way. And you miss one day, and you're fucked. So. Okay. For me, and everyone's different, but for me, it's just about breaking it down. Like when we were doing that run, it was 1,000 meters. And then where I've only got, then do the next 1,000, then do the next. Just take it one step at a time, or 1,000 fucking steps at a time. And that for me works. And for you, it might be right 1 year. Otherwise, I might do a decade. What would happen if I did it for a decade?
I don't think it will. That was just interesting thought, but you're actually right. And curiously enough, the 30-day challenge, the Team Super Dad 30-day challenge for around the fitness, is being turned into a real thing. And so you can come and get the chart and the fitness thing in tomorrow's coaching session in the Team Super Dad group. Is Martin Sharp is joining us.
Where's the Team Super Dad group?
If you go to teamsuperdad.com/group. See what I did there? It's actually a community. It's an awesome community of dads putting together.
It's a team. That's what it is. Putting the team into Team Super Dad.
And Martin Sharp is he was 24 stone.
I mean, that's not a small boy.
No, and he's down to 15 now.
Wow.
Yeah, It's I can probably bring up.
He's lost 3/4 of me.
Yeah, from 24. Yeah, 9 stone. Yeah, 9 stone. Yes,
that is incredible. Good man.
And yeah, the transformation is a bit like that TV program. Have you seen that TV program? Look 10 years younger in 10 days or something like that.
Oh,
look
right.
Have you seen that? Look younger in 10 days.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I think I might have seen something on Gogglebox or something where I've seen him watching it. Well, that'll be it then. That'll be the only time I've seen it.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much the only time we did jump off and do like a on demand and skip through. But yeah, they're allowed to do anything. It's not just lose weight or change your clothes. They can do hair transplant, facial stuff.
They used to have a TV show on my ex used to watch called The Swan, and in this thing they would take conventionally unattractive, probably overweight, bad teeth, bad skin, bad face, bad eyes, bad everything, and they'd have them for like 3 months or whatever it was, and they would plastic surgery the shit out of them, put them on a training regime, like you say, hair transplants, kind of new dentistry, literally take them and rebuild them and then present them back to their family. And I was like, well, if you went in there looking like Gail Platt and you came out looking like Gail Porter, it's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? And the amount of I'm pretty sure that so many of those marriages must have just broken down where that swan just decided to fly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I've been, I've been stuck in this relationship for however long, putting up with you, and then they come out and oh yeah.
I didn't feel I could do any better, but you know what? Look at me now.
Yeah. Well, listen. I'll bring up a picture of Martin. Here we go. Can you see that?
Wow, that is such a difference. Such a difference.
He looks like a ginger. And then his transformation is slender.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He looked happy before. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't look happy now, but it's not like he was like, you see some of these things where people are massively overweight and you're thinking, obviously they wanted to, he could have lived a life like that, but obviously he saw it for himself. He wanted to lose that weight, I'm guessing, and he wanted to get fitter. and it was his own goals and his own motivation to make that happen, rather than the doctor saying, if you don't lose some weight, you're going to die.
Yeah, he had health conditions. He was generally body conscious, not that, it was impacting his life. So anyway, lost still. So he's an IT consultant, but he's also a personal trainer now. So he's coming on the coaching session tomorrow. We're talking like all things weight loss and fitness. But again, what I want to stress to people is this isn't about winning a triathlon or having an epic six pack. This is wherever you're at on the journey. It's couch to 5K. It's stop eating crisps and chocolate every night. It's be able to do 10 press ups because you can't do any right now. This is the journey. And for some of the people in the group, Tommy, who's in the Team Super Dad group, he just won the Southeast bodybuilding, not like posing stuff, like proper strong stuff. Like he just is basically squatted this crazy circus like weight thing with 2 cars on the end, like what I'm saying is there's people across the board in there, right? So just get in there, do this daily sweat, join the 30-day challenge, and we'll get.
And I think, and tell me if I'm wrong in this. Work out for yourself what you want to be. I know, I'd love to look like Ryan Reynolds in Blade 3. I know it would be great. I'm never going to do that because he had personal trainers and fitness gurus, and he basically dedicated his life to be able to look that good for a proportion of the filming process. I'm never going to get there, but I know that I could be fitter. I could be a bit fitter. I could be able to do a 10K without then not being able to walk for 2 days. All those little things is about, I guess, finding those achievable goals and then committing to do them. And like you, being accountable, having people to say, have you done that today?
Yeah, because it's a bit role modeling as well for your kids. For me, this is why the F5 fitness, right, is be able to do a 5K run in a acceptable kind of, like, not dying, basically. Can you do 5K in half an hour? Can you do 20 press ups, 20 sit ups? Can you do 20 star jumps? Like, I'm not saying if you can't now, that's horrific, but equally, as human beings, we should all be able to do those things. So that's the kind of benchmark I've got for people in the Super Dad crew. And
teamsuperdad.com/group, was that?
Yeah. And we're going to have some more fun at these events, because those people that had their own tents and t-shirts, I'm like, yeah, I want that. And just to say as well, it was epic having the 2 ladies with us, because Team Super Mum has always been part of my vision for this. And having awesome women around is actually, when you think back to the goal and vision you want when you now, let alone when you were younger, was like, yeah, of course I want to have awesome female mates. Of course I want to have a great girlfriend, wife, whatever. I want to have a laugh. I want to, like, good fun. Men and women having fun, good times.
And you can't have dads unless you have mums as well. So you know what? It's yin and yang.
It is exactly.
So they were great. Hi as well. Hi, it was lovely to meet both of you.
I know it was epic. Just to remind everyone, it was the first time Glenn and I had met. It was hilarious because when we got out of the car, we had a kind of awkward COVID sort of moment where we didn't know whether to
you bump elbows or what you do, and you just don't know. I think it's tease.
Oh, ridiculous. So anyway, we did shake hands, and then we later talked about it, and then we hugged.
And then later at the barbecue, I mean, we shouldn't say that. What happens at barbecues with fish bowls stays in barbecue fish bowls.
Exactly. Well, by the way, go back to the mud run. Our kids. I think my daughter would have done the swim. Sorry, she would have done the run. I'm not sure she would have done the muddy swim.
I'm assuming you're talking about the 5K rather than the 10K.
Oh yeah. This is 5K. Yeah, because she's 9 and he's 11. He'd have done it.
I think my eldest boy would have done it because he's he plays football, he's really fit, cycles, he's that sort of, he's the kid I wish I'd been at his age. He would have gone for the 5K. My eldest, I don't think she would have made it to the starting blocks. She's not particularly coordinated and is not athletic at all. And the younger two are just a bit too small.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. There was a few kids / young people there. It was really good to see them all there. So oh, by the way, I seem to be talking loads about Team Super Dad here. I've changed the name of the group. It was Motivated 40 Plus Dads. and the number of people joining slowed significantly. So we changed it to Happy Dads, which was something I was toying with before, and the numbers are clicking up quite quickly as well. So if you're listening to this and wondering why the name keeps bloody changing, it's not because we're on the run from the flipping Interpol. It's just I'm playing with it to try and increase the number of people joining up. So after a little poll between a few members, Happy Dads, Team Super Dad, seem to be both approved by people who are already in it, and the Facebook algorithm seems to be working for us as well. So
again, bring a friend, but get them to join the team.
Yeah, come on board. Summer holidays are coming up, Glenn. What can you believe this? 3 weeks to go until blooming summer holidays are starting. I'm because I haven't got a summer holiday planned. I'm shitting it, to be quite honest.
When you say a summer holiday, what are you talking about?
Well, the kids are on school holidays, and then we would normally be going to Chicago to see family, or France to see family, or been to Greece and Portugal for a little sort of, all inclusive, or get a villa and shop at Aldi and, all that jazz. And right now I've got nothing planned. Like, shit.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't know. I think the kids will take lumps out of each other if we're together that long, and I'll go mad and end up swearing at the kids and feeling bad about swearing at them. I don't know.
It's mad because last year obviously was mental because of lockdown and COVID, and so there was no chance of getting abroad. Although I did manage to get them off to a caravan in Wales, which is the most sunburnt I've ever been. Really weird. But yeah, normally since the breakup, I've tried to take them away on holiday every year because we never used to do it as a family. And so I've made a point of saying every year I'm going to take the kids away somewhere. And this year I can't, which is annoying because also this year is the first year I've got unlimited annual leave. So I've booked off every single week with them, no matter what. I don't need to because I realised last year I can work while they're still in the house and they don't care as long as they've got a screen. But I thought, fuck it, let's make use of this. And typical, the first year that I can actually take all that time off, I can't take them anywhere. I'm just going to be sat indoors at this rate if we keep extending lockdown.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely looking like we're not going nowhere. But no caravan. We went to Essex to some place called Jarrick. Someone who we met at the caravan park told us that Channel 5 did a documentary there called Benefits by the Sea.
Okay.
And it's like this place where everyone's like on the dole and doing crack, and it's by the sea. Like it's like
it sounds like my kind of place. My kids would love it.
And when we went there, it kind of was. It was beautiful, the beach, and then the sort of the town bit was fairly run down, to say the least. Right, but just next to it's got a pier. It's in Essex.
Southend.
No, further north.
Clacton.
Yes. There's a zoo near there. There's a zoo near there.
I haven't got a didgeridoo, to be honest.
I have to get Google up. My brain's gone totally blank. So, but yeah, so the caravan trip worked out well. We may well do that again, but equally, I might be looking at some soccer camps and stuff like that. It's what's everyone got planned? If you're listening, if you're watching, comment. Let us know what you've got planned and whether you're looking forward to it or not. It's not quite the same as going to Portugal for 2 weeks, is it? Blimey.
Yeah. I mean, on the plus side, it does mean you'll be able to do a little bit better with your finance and save a few quid this year, but it's not as much fun. What's money in the bank going to be doing when you can have a holiday instead? I always figure I've only got so many holidays or so many years before all my kids move out. And I missed most of them because, well, we didn't go away before for one reason or another. But now I've got them by myself. I can take them away. My daughter's going to be 17 this year. There's only so many years when she's going to want to come away with us. And so I've probably only got another 2 or 3 holidays max before she starts going away with her friends instead of actually coming out with us for a family. And then it just changes everything a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to make the most of every single moment while I still can.
Yeah, totally. It was Clacton. It was the rough place was called Jaywick, and Clacton was exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I've got family, and I've got people around me who've got older kids, and they are a really tight team still, and they still enjoy hanging out together and stuff. So, plus, if you're talking about going to a villa and you're inviting someone who's 19, more often than not, they're going to say yes.
True. I've just realised that Jaywick, where you were, is, what's the scale on that? Is about 3 miles from my mum's house.
Oh,
she lives in Brightlingsea, and I know you're not listening, but hi, Mum.
Well, all around was very nice. It's just interesting that this Jaywick, they'd made a documentary called "Benefits by the Sea," basically. Another thing that's been troubling me and challenging me, Glenn, is just music.
What about music?
Well, we were in your car, and you had some drum and bass on the way to the mud run, and then when we were coming back, it was a bit sort of it was a bit more eclectic. There was a bit, I didn't feel like a grime type sort of.
Yeah. So I figured. Yeah, I figured on the way there, we've got to get heartbeats up, and you've got to get ready, got to get pumping, get set. So drum and bass, let's do that, because that's my running music. But then on the way home, I've got a playlist which I actually started making a few years ago. It's just called New Stuff, and it doesn't have to be new music. It has to be stuff that's new to me, that I haven't got any previous memories or associations with from previous life. Because every song you've got a reference point, and I still listen to all that old music, but this is just a nice. No kind of ties playlist, which is wonderful, and it's taken me years to collate it, and it just keeps growing. Another couple of songs every week just get added to it, and it's just wonderful to do.
Is this on Spotify?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to share. It's really
okay.
It's ridiculously eclectic. Absolutely is. It's pretty much everything I can think, everything I find. I just say, do I like that song? And if I do, I stick it on the list. So there's no rhyme nor reason. It can go from opera to grime to proper hardcore metal through to soul classics and all this sort of stuff. It's brilliant.
So we're gonna get Glenn's playlist shared. There are a couple of Team Superdad playlists actually. We from time to time, I put a post up and I say, give us some Sunday morning tracks. Or there's another one called, I think it's just called the Kickstart. It's like basically if you've had a breakup or your head's in your ass, this is like the comeback playlist basically. So yeah, but we'll make that public and we'll put it up in the Team Superdad group so people can either compliment or rip the piss.
I do get my kids to help me as well. So I'll get messages from them just saying, I heard this song, I thought you might like it. One of the recent ones I added was it's a metal band, but with a reggae feel. Almost breaks into punk, but it doesn't quite. And it's good. I like it. It's not something I'd have found by myself, because it's hard tracking down new music. I realized it's easy to get stuck in a routine or in a rut of just, I like these songs. And so that's what I'm going to listen to. And I realized I was just missing out on new stuff. And there's great new bands coming through. I'll be honest, there is a lot of shit. But I'm guessing there was a lot of shit in the years gone by. But the things that were good stood out and stood the test of time. So it's just about finding those things which are going to stand out above the crowd.
Yeah. And that's where I'm struggling. That's what I'm thinking. I feel like I'm not broadening my musical horizons. And as I sat in your car on the way back, I was like, "Oh, this is all right. I wonder what this is."
Well, that's what Spotify is good for. I mean, it's got his critics, but they do regular releases of new music, new collated playlists, and curated content. And so there's a couple of playlists that I'll regularly listen to, and I'll force myself to listen to, because they get updated every week. I'll force myself to listen to them 3 or 4 times, because sometimes you don't realize whether you really actually do like a song until you've heard it a couple of times. Sometimes I love this straight away, but other times it'll just grow in you, and you find yourself humming it. And so if I like it, then it gets added to the list.
What they call that, an earworm or something, don't they?
Yeah. It's a habit, because I used to do a lot of DJing, and so you just got to work out, You got to get your own ear. And sometimes it's about not saying it's this style of music. It's saying, is it a good song? And it doesn't matter the genre or anything. If you like it, it's good music.
Wisdom there. Wisdom. Who? There's a couple of DJs. Greg Wilson, he plays very eclectic mixes at festivals. Mr. Scruff as well plays a crazy eclectic mix of tunes at festivals as well. So it's been a while since I've been to a festival like that. Blimey. I think
they're coming back. Obviously, if they can have 140,000 people at Silverstone, and there's going to be music there as well, it won't be long before proper music festivals and gigs start coming back as well, especially the outdoors ones.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! But did you see the protests in London on the 26th? So 2 days ago.
I saw some YouTube clips or some Twitter clips. It looks mad.
I saw it on YouTube, and then I went searching for it on other socials. And what was the maddest thing was how it wasn't on the news.
Do you want to tell people what it was? Because not everyone would have seen it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thanks. So and it wasn't the first one actually, but on the 26th of June, 2021, so 2 days ago as we record this, there was a march through London, and I saw it under some different kind of hashtags. So one of them was a freedom to dance, another one was about lockdown, end lockdown. There was another. Was the main? I was just Freedom March. I think it was just like Freedom March. There's a couple of things, but it was like a big procession. Really, there was a few like vans with speakers on, like Notting Hill Carnival sort of sound systems. That's the word I'm looking for. Like sound systems where they've got DJs on them and speakers on top. And then there was other bits that were sort of Free Palestine, and so it was just a big old freedom march. But it was as much about people saying end lockdown or views on vaccine and all that sort of stuff. But there was thousands and thousands of people there.
Mm-hmm. And this is my problem, because I love the idea of people wanting live music back and doing all that, but equally, it's still COVID. People, stop being so frigging stupid. If we can, it feels like we've got over the last hurdle, and now we're stopping to tie our shoelaces together to make it more difficult to get to the fucking line. Just keep it calm, keep the long-term picture in mind, and just give it some time so that we know it's right. It pisses me off.
Yeah, well, it confuses me. I don't really know. I don't really know what to think. I just don't know. But the fact that in terms of propaganda or how the news is controlled and siphoned towards us or not, it's just kind of bizarre that you can have that many people marching and not really be mentioned.
I guess they don't want to give it too much kudos and attention so that people think that will make a difference. I guess it's like not filming pitch invaders and streakers and stuff so that everyone thinks, oh, well, this is great, we can just go out and do it and get on the telly and that'll be great. I guess if they minimize the exposure to it, if there's no trouble or anything like that, then people won't know about it and they won't look for it. Whereas if now there'll be loads of people who've seen that and thinking, you know what, I'm going to sign up to that list. That looked like a great laugh. I'm going to go along to the next one.
Yeah. There was a legal outdoor rave got broken up in Brighton this weekend. 2,000 people Sunday morning dancing in the Downs.
And where were you at the time, young man? Where were you?
Oh, exactly. I need to. I don't know. Part of me would love to go and do all that sort of stuff, but the other part of me just can't imagine what it would be like to try and get through the week having partied all weekend.
I think with my knees, I'd know it.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about it if I win the lottery. By the way, tonight, on the subject of money, I have got a guy coming on to do the Sensible podcast. This is Glenn and I doing the silly podcast. I have a guy coming on called Yarrow Starrick. He's a proper internet entrepreneur, proper, like made money. Like
define money, because you know what, I once sold something on eBay, so I've made money on the internet
Yeah,
as well.
no, he's a millionaire. He's an internet millionaire for sure.
Good man.
Funny thing, although not that funny, the first ever online course I bought was his back in 2007, 2008.
Yeah, what was it on?
It was called Blogging Mastermind or Blogging Masterclass. And typical Johnny, I did some of it and stopped and started, and then because I wasn't getting the results, stopped. I mean, like, what the fucking hell's that about?
So you stopped, then you didn't get the results, so you didn't restart. And so the whole point was, you got to do all of these things, and then you stopped and didn't get it finished, so you didn't get the results, and so that you didn't think, let me finish it, let me get trust the process.
Again, it's just absolute shocking story of my life. And when I have a breakthrough in this area, we are smashing it all. And actually, again, it's part of my motivation and drive for Team Superdad is that there's so much that I've learned and so far that I've come, and yet there's still so much to learn and so far to go. And so to bring all these people around us and say, just for the rest of us, how the hell did you do that? Because I'm like baking a cake. I'm doing a Jamie Oliver recipe, and I'm just going, oh, well, sod the eggs and milk. Let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then in the oven, I'm like, where's the cake? You said cake. Well, I don't know. Eggs, milk. What's the problem? Chill out.
So he's coming on the show tomorrow or tonight, even.
Right. Tonight, Yaros Starrick. So in about an hour, you'll be able to see me live again talking to Yaros Starrick. And things you started but never finished. Anything you started but never finished, Glenn?
I started a marriage, but actually, no, that did kind of get finished in a way, didn't it? I know there's loads of things I've started and don't finish. It's one of those. I know my strengths and weaknesses. I'm a starter, I'm not a completer. I need to surround myself with people who will take what I start and take the momentum, and then finish it all off and round off the edges, and that's okay. I know that about myself, but if I didn't know that about myself, then I'd be surrounded by the wrong people.
Yeah, relay race.
Yeah.
I guess actually when you ask that question, it's like kind of quite a fun sort of, truth or dare, like things you started, or no, I never, things you started but never finished. And then you realize that most of us go, I've got loads of those.
Panini albums. Yeah, there's so many little things. The story of my life, really. But it depends on whether there's a defined end point, because that sounded like there was an end point. There was a, do these sessions and do these things and you're all good, as opposed to, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm all right with this now. I've finished. I've completed as much as I want to complete.
Yeah. Yes, I guess that's like an evolution and move on. Yeah, totally. I got asked on a Zoom call I was on earlier today as the icebreaker. These people, they love to do an icebreaker. So they said to me, and I know this is going to appeal to you because if you're an F1 fan, what member of the team would you be on a Formula One team? What job?
That's a good question. That is a good question. What was your answer?
Driver. Instantly. No thought. Totally.
Yeah, 100%. And I'd be Nikita Mazepin. I would spin constantly and get very frustrated. I'd cause a fortune's worth of damage. But fuck me, if you're going to be on a team, there's no other better position, is there?
Well, that's what I thought when they asked me the question. I said, surely this, and they went, yay, we got our driver. They were some kind of bingo thing. They're like, oh yeah, we got the driver. I was like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? And
I wouldn't mind being team principal, having Toto Wolff or Christian Horner's job. Just knowing that you're kind of bringing all these bits together, and you're not the expert engineer, you're not the aerodynamicist, you're not the fuel person or the strategy, but you're surrounded by incredible people, and your job is to just keep them all focused and make sure everyone's making the right decisions and make sure they've got all the things they need. There's something quite kind of nice about that sort of a job. I'd appreciate that one as well.
For some reason, the Wizard of Oz is coming to my mind. Like the whole thing. My cousin Fraser, he's like a data dude for F1.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yeah. So literally, they're the man, aren't they? If you control data, you control everything. in an F1 team. Yeah, I'd have to be the driver. I was an awesome go-kart. Like as a kid, could do anything in a go-kart.
Yeah.
But then I I went to a track day once, and I was awful at the rallying, and I was gutted because I thought I'd be brilliant at the rallying, and I was rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
Too delicate.
Oh, right, okay.
Way more delicate than the track.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never done that.
Oh, really? Well, you've done a track day?
No. Well, I only learned to drive a decade ago, and since then I've just been family cars.
Ah, so but your F1 fanboy, love of F1, does that not make you want to go and do a track day?
Oh, desperately. So it will happen at some point. I've absolutely no doubt. But beautifully, there's no time limit on it. I don't think I'm ever going to be too old to do it.
Okay, so if we have anyone in the audience who is the caretaker at Silverstone or the marketing manager at a track day company, then get Team Superdad along because Glenn needs to experience a track day. Funny story, just to finish up. I worked at a marketing agency once, and the copywriter, he was writing the copy for brochures on cars.
Okay.
They went to a test track, like driving day, with all the people from Nissan and the people from the marketing agency. And then when it got to be his turn to have a drive in the car, he said, "Oh no, I can't drive." It's
amazing, isn't it?
The copywriter for their pan-European car brochure, and he said, "No, sorry, I can't drive." And I found out about this because as they came back into the building, the account director was literally shouting his head, like still. They obviously must have traveled back half an hour from the flipping thing, still shouting at him.
Well, I suppose if you're writing a copy, you just need to know what it looks like, what it smells like, what it feels like. I guess.
Well, yeah. Other people say, how can you share the driving experience or what the car really feels like if you don't know how to drive?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. They make half of it up, innit? Just it's smooth and silky and firm response and all that sort of shit. And car adverts are all rubbish anyway.
True that. Well, Glenn, we're heading towards the hour. It's been a pretty casual sort of stroll through our last week, really. We didn't get into anything too salacious or juicy.
No, we didn't. And if you'd have asked me whether the words casual stroll were going to come near my mind after Saturday, I'd have said no. I'm not going to move. I'm just going to sit on a sofa and just take a I didn't even drink my way through it. I just enjoyed the pain.
So I think if you're a Team Superdad member, you're part of the Team Superdad community. If you're doing an event, then share it in the group, and we'll see. A, if we can just celebrate and support you, but B, if we can team up and get other people along there, it'll be absolutely brilliant. We're definitely going to get some more t-shirts and event flags and show up en masse and actually start to make a thing of these days out.
I'll definitely throw down a challenge. I don't think there's anything that people will say that I'll think, it's not for me. Unless it's potholing. You can keep potholing.
I'm so with you on that. So if you're a potholer, come on and tell us all about it, because you're clearly meant to. Although both of us are kind of built for potholing.
Oh, it used to be built for potholing. I'm massive now. We're piling on those pounds.
That's another whole subject. Well, join us tomorrow when we're talking to Martin about shedding those pounds. I hope you have enjoyed this wrap up number 42, the number that is from Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which Glenn has informed me that Douglas Adams was the first person in the UK to own an Apple Macintosh, and his good friend Stephen Fry was the second. Amazing.
Every day is a school day.
Exactly. Come back and join us next week as we wrap up another week, and come on over to Team Superdad group. We'll see you in there, teamsuperdad.com/group. Glenn, great to have you here as always.
Likewise. Let's live and run another day.
Yeah. See you next time. Take care. Bye.
This has been Team Superdad. Find us at teamsuperdad.com. Join the program and create the best life ever for you and your children. You are not alone. You're on Team Super Dad.